Goodness gracious, my baby. Oh my gosh, I need lighting. Hello.
I know you probably weren't expecting to come so soon.
So sorry.
You're
Get some
good.
lighting going on here.
You're good, beautiful. So, okay, so the question is, I guess refine the question. What is the question you're asking?
Well, I'm curious to know if I've met two gentlemen, and I'm wondering if one will be someone who will be in the future, my
Okay.
future love. Not even sure if I should be looking right now, but I mean, I'm pretty stable, and I'm just like whatever.
That's a perfect time to meet somebody, I would say. I don't really care. I'm not looking. I feel good. That's when you meet people. So you want me to read both of them, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm being told yes.
I'll give you the connections about both. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm like, I don't know if there's one you with, but the two. Okay, so that's why I get the names. Let's see Alexander, the connection there. With them, just the dynamic. Very finicky. I feel like Alexander is. It's kind of what I was saying before. I think he's good at presentation, but I think that once you start talking, he might not show up as much as he thinks that he can. So I think that you might feel like, yeah, it feels like it's. And I think you're intuitive, by the way. So I mean, I can call you psychic. You might even be psychic. You just know things. So I think Alexander sounds good, but I'm not buying it, right? So I would say with Alexander, he means well. I mean, again, not a bad guy. He means well. I think Andre. That is saying the second guy, Andre.
Yes.
I think that's.
Andrew.
I feel like you have a more pull to him. I think maybe Andre you might feel like a more of attraction to than Alexander, or that might develop. I feel Andre has a very helpful spirit. Now,
Yeah.
Andre is on reservation right now. He's so skeptical. He's still holding back and putting up walls, which is good, which means that he's protecting himself too. But I think he's really good with kids. Really good with kids. And so I feel like if he comes in your life, he's going to love your kids. So I think this has a potential to go somewhere if he allows himself to open up. But I think you would make it so easy for him to. And I think that it'll take us, if you've decided before, to have a nice slow progression. But I think he's so hesitant. He's been burnt. He's
Right.
been for. So I feel like he came out of a cheating relationship or something.
Yes.
I think he cheated
exactly.
on it. So he's carrying that. But very sincere, very honest. And so I think just for you, this is good because I think it will take time that you want it to take time. You're not looking for something fast and not to see. So that matches very well. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Absolutely.
So-
I'm in no rush. I'm going with the flow, really.
Yeah, that's perfect. And that's perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone should learn from that because that's the best state to be in. But I think there's a lot of potential with Andre for sure.
Okay.
And keeping that in that flow. Okay?
Okay.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Anything else?
Well, I'd like to know about my ex-husband. There's some serious issues with him. He's threatened harm twice now. Okay.
Oh, tell me. Just like, tell me about this. Yeah, don't feed the psychic, right?
Okay.
Let's see.
And my child.
I want to see if they're honest threats, too. But always take them seriously. Everybody in the room, okay? EMI, take it seriously. Even if they're, I don't sense you're going to go through with it, take it seriously. Because that should always be countered with serious energy. Even if they're calling their bluff. So I don't feel like he means it. I feel like he's the only way he can kick you in the nuts. Right? Or excuse me, in the stomach. Sorry. I'm Italian from New York. I'm going to say that. But
I gotcha.
But I think that's only if he feels like he can have control over you. I feel like he's scrambling because he doesn't have control. He's another one that's all about appearance or presentation, how things look, and how he's a big shot, right? So I don't find that to be sincere. I think it's a control thing. I think because he's scrambling for some sort of control. So I think a lot of it has to do with actually having balanced communication with him. I would not, was he fighting for 50-50? Because I felt upset about that for some reason.
He wanted it, but he can't. It was
He can't provide because he's holding.
I feel like it was more a nudge against me than anything because he can't provide
That's
for
what
it.
he's upset about. Like that's what he's trying to fight it because he lost control on it. right? Because I just thought it's like a strain on this 50-50 thing. And so I think that's his main reason for that. So what you can do is say, look, you are the father and I have full custody, but if you want to see her for holidays, if you want to show up and with me, I'm okay with that. It might take you time to adjust to that, to create a peace there. And say, at the same time, you don't want to deprive your daughter of her father either. And somehow find a buffer for that. Say, look, we are not in good speaking terms. However, my daughter needs her father. So if we can somehow negotiate, get rid of the ego, get rid of the arguments, I would like to work with you, provided you can show me that we can work together and have you part of her life. I'm not trying to tell him, I'm not trying to control things here. I'm just trying to protect us. And say to him, I just need you to soften your approach on this, right? It is going to take a lot of finesse to have that conversation and to get rid of the anger of the past. It is. But you have that strength. You personally, you have that ability to do so. If you put your mind to it, you're going to be brilliant at doing that. The problem is you just want to say, fuck him, and I get it. But try to find a way to understand that you're stuck with him as long as you have a daughter with him.
Absolutely.
Find a way to neutralize that, right? Find that God energy within. Find that intellect. Find that our Creator is driven and flowing through us. Find that energy of true love and how to really balance it out so he feels like he's not being shut out.
Okay.
Here's the good thing about this. Not that he's a great dad, right? The fact is he's mad that he can't be. Take that. He's not running saying, well, good, I'm scot-free. I don't have to be a dad. I can run away. Let him. He's actually mad that he can't. So that's resurrecting something in him saying that he wants to be a dad.
I didn't know that. I thought he was just really trying to be involved because he didn't want her. Just to get mad, just to get at me. I didn't think that he cared.
Well, there's a part of that too to get at you because of control. Because of control, I feel like he really isn't hurt. That really wants to try to be a dad. He doesn't know how to be. Because I feel like his dad was in and out all the time himself.
Absolutely.
So he didn't have a good dad, right? So
Absolutely.
I feel like he's like saying, well, and I think he's processing too. Not that he's fully processed, right? He's like, I really want to change my pattern. I have to do this. And so it might be a cultural thing he's trying to break because he's realizing, I got to do better for my culture. So I think there's some positive things he's doing. He's just got that control ego that's just getting the best of him. But that is a protection mechanism for being left from his own dad. So I want you to take a step back, do some meditation on it, and say to yourself, there is a desire to want to be a dad. He just feels like I'm getting in the way. But instead he's getting away because he's being very belligerent with you. But when you see that, you find a better way of how to approach it.
Is he harming my daughter?
Let me see. He's too forceful. He's forceful. I don't know if she had a thing on her arm. I feel like grabbing her arm. So I know she had a bruise on her arm at some point because I feel grabbing her arm. But it's like he doesn't know how to curb his anger. No,
he doesn't.
That's why I said supervised visitations, right? You're there. And
that's why he has. Yep.
Yes. Right. Yep. Because I just feel him being very rough with her, but he's not realizing it. It's almost like he's reliving what he went through from his own father. And so you might want to have a conversation with him because I feel like sitting on the floor, he's trying to get her attention. He grabs her arm and pulls her arm. She's like, oh, I've just seen that being played in my mind. And I do have compassion for him because he's just reliving his own trauma.
Yeah, that's my problem. Because
I know, and you're
I can see
how I do this, but just, again, you want to nurture him too. Show him that you're going to nurture him, and show him that you understand he's got issues. That it's going to be a slow process for us to tell him, but we'll get to a road again where you can actually. My daughter needs her father in a balanced way, and I believe that you can get there. So take your time to let that marinate within yourself and say, you can control this. You can actually influence him because I feel that desire within him. I do feel that. I do feel like it's not all about control. It's out of control. And I do feel like he really wants to be a part and have a daughter in his life and change his pattern. He just has no clue of how to do it. That's his problem. And that's the ego fighting against everything energy that he has. And look, you're feisty. I get you. You're very, very calm now. But in situations, you are very feisty, and that can come off as very strong too. And to him, that makes him shut down. He can't match that level of strength that you bring to the table.
Yeah, it's like structure. It's like it's just like why don't I'm just protective of my baby. You know, that's my baby.
I agree, and you got to protect her at all costs. That's why supervise is the only way to do it. But the more you allow him to supervise and you're working with them, it can soften him up. And having discussions on the phone with her not there, and trying to find that proper game plan is going to be a big way for him to actually confirm what he wants to change. I'm surprised I'm Steve. I used to think I want to change. I got to get aggressive, but he's just so reactive. So when you have someone who actually wants to be in her life, it'll take time. But at the end of the day, look when she's 18, and if this continues, you don't want this continuing pattern therapy, and then her potentially resenting you because you deprived her of her father.
Oh, and I would never. That's not my goal.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We know that. We just want to emphasize that. But you still have to keep her safe. You still have to make sure you understand that you cannot do certain things with her, and that will neutralize it. So having those conversations from different perspectives can resolve a lot. And take the burden off of you, because I know subconsciously you're feeling, there's a guilt that you're feeling about this. And I'm saying that will eliminate a lot of that guilt that you're carrying too, where things will feel like, okay. Because your daughter needs 100% of your energy too. Your daughter doesn't need 50% of you because you're carrying that burden of guilt. She's getting a portion of you, and then you're showing up a lot. But imagine that guilt's gone, she's getting 100% of you.
Yeah, you're right. Guilt.
But the great thing about your daughter is this: she's in her own world all the time. She's a strong personality. She's in tune, so she's also gonna be good. You know, either way too. Because once she starts to come, is she like 4 right now or 6 or something? How old is she?
4.
She's 4. Okay, so I thought 4. By 6, you're gonna see her personality really shine through, and she's gonna be very much independent. 8 years old, focusing on things she loves. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of blessings there with her alone.
Oh man, you made my day.
You deserve to have a good day all the day. We all do, you know. Such a kind heart, a vibrant soul. Allow people to come in too, to help support you too, and allow people to come in that can also support and bring that nurturing energy to you as well. This way you also have a bigger foundation of support too. You don't have to be alone all the time, my love. You don't have to be alone. It doesn't just have to be you all the time. Okay? All right?
Thank you.
Much love to you, my love. It's a pleasure to connect with you. If you have any questions, you have my email address. Give me a message.
I will.
Okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
Blessed.
Bye.
Bye.